What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD Mobile video. So today is the day that I finally give my final thoughts on this new weapon called the VMP. So in this video, I do want to discuss how this gun might shape the meta in the future if the USS-9 ever gets nerfed, as well as my experience with diamond grinding the weapon, as well as just dealing with the weapon when you are on the receiving end. So about how it changes the meta, I do want to save that for, I guess, the end of the video, but I do want to talk about my experience with, the diamond grind. So diamond grinding this weapon, as crazy as you may think, because it is such an easy weapon to use, was actually pretty difficult. The difficulty spike this time around was a bit more noticeable than before. Usually diamond grinding a weapon usually doesn't take that much effort, but this one, it kind of did. The struggle didn't really come from using the weapon itself. Of course, the weapon itself wasn't really the problem. It was the fact that I was dealing with a bunch of other people that were using the weapon as well. So normally when I'm diamond grinding a weapon, not a lot of people have access to the new weapon. Usually they like to grind their way to tier 21 to unlock it, while some people might just pay their way to tier 21 and just get the weapon immediately so they could just get the whole diamond grind over with. For players that actually unlock the weapon right out of the gate, we are kind of awarded this little grace period for a few days before everyone starts getting their hand on the weapon, especially if the new weapon is really overpowered like the VMP. Normally, if it's like a weapon like the Vargo, it doesn't really matter if the other person has the weapon like you, but it was a little bit different this time around because knowing how the competitive scene works here, whether you're playing ranked or BR, I hate to, well, I mean, I'm not really going to have a problem saying this, but people are pussies. The moment any new weapon becomes buffed or a new weapon comes out that's extremely overpowered, yeah, people are going to work their way to unlock diamond for it immediately. More so than normal. So like last season, I didn't even deal with a single person using the Vargo when I was diamond grinding. But here, since the VMP is a lot more superior, yeah, like basically all these free-for-all lobbies were filled with VMP users. And I call them pussies because if you actually look at their profiles, they normally have shit like the Type 19 VMP or like the USS-9 like as their showcase weapon. So that's why I call it that. But yeah, it was a little bit more difficult because you have to deal with people using the VMP as well. And the thing is that with the VMP, since it kills so fast, most of the gunfights are actually a coin toss. Even if you shoot the enemy first, it's no guarantee that you are going to be winning the gunfight, especially if they do have the VMP as well, because they kill so fast to the point where you can't even feel yourself getting hit. Like the moment someone looks at you, you're pretty much done. And the same thing goes for them when you're using the weapon against them. So it's very hard to react to someone shooting at you with the VMP compared to other weapons where you still have a fighting chance. When I had to make up all those diamond grinds for all the time that I was like, gone, doing all the military training, I had to, deal with people using the BP-50. And I mean, the thing kills just as fast. I know people might say the VMP might kill a little bit slower, but it really feels the same because I can't feel it when I'm like dying from this gun. Like if someone's using a Can-44 or a Krig or maybe even an M13, you will hear every single hit that you take. With this one, you just hear one and you're gone. I know it's 4 hits, but I'm just trying to make a point. And I truly think that's what made the diamond grind, at least for this weapon in particular, a lot more difficult because you were dealing with people that were using the same weapon as you were, meaning that you basically no longer had the advantage. I would actually go as far as saying that the VMP, from what I've seen so far, has probably had the most day one usage out of any gun so far. At least to my knowledge, because again, when the BP-50 came out, I wasn't around to grind it during day one. I was still stuck in basic training. But yeah, immediately when the weapon came out, there were just way more players using it than any other new gun. I mean, even the Vargo, I didn't see anyone using that day one. Like there could have been one that I don't remember, but with the VMP, it was like every game I was dealing with someone using it. And look, it might sound like I'm complaining a lot about the overusage of the VMP during, diamond grinding, but to be honest, I mean, it was kind of fun, mainly because, it's not every day whenever I'm diamond grinding a weapon on free-for-all that I actually feel fully challenged. And this was one of the rare times where I did, and I felt like it kind of sharpened me a little bit. And that's the thing too, I mean, for me, since I mainly play on public matches, there's not really a lot of challenges. There's usually just a lot of new players. The only real challenge that I do face is just maybe Clan Wars players. But even then, it's not that bad. But again, this was one of the rare times where I felt like, I mean, I really had to give it a full effort, and it was fun. To me, it kind of felt like the old version of tournament mode. I don't know if you guys remember that, but back then, tournament mode was a lot more skill expressive than participation medal expressive. And I say that because, yeah, like we had free for all lobbies, we had gun game lobbies, but it was against players that were a lot more skilled than what we have now. And back then, during tournament mode, it actually mattered whether or not you won. Because, yeah, you wouldn't get a lot of crowns if you didn't get first place in a free-for-all match. I would be lying to you if I told you guys I don't miss that old version of tournament mode. And that's mainly because, you know, people were just having fun. They were rushing around. You know, we were trying to see who was the best player out of the entire lobby. But now, these days, especially in public matches, there's just a lot more camping. It's just a lot more reserved play style. So it's not as fun. You know, it's, if anything, it's a little bit more annoying, just like the match that I'm showing you guys right now. Like in this match, just everyone, especially in Kill House, I know Kill House isn't part of ranked anymore, but yeah, if you play this map normally on Kill Confirmed or Team Deathmatch, I mean, those are really like the only two modes that this map is available on. But anyways, if you do play in this map, it's changed. You know, people used to rush all the time in this map, but now people just kind of just stay back and just start camping with a sniper or some sort of LMG, and it gets really annoying. But enough of discussing that. Let's actually talk about whether or not this gun is going to change the meta. For now, I would say it's probably like the number 2 weapon. I know a lot of YouTubers have already come out with their top 10 lists as per usual, but I would say this is a very close second. I mean, yes, it does kill as fast, if not faster, than the USS-9 up close. But of course, the USS-9 still has the dominance at long range, and that's why people are still sticking to that weapon mainly. But the VMP does have a good potential to combat it in a lot of situations as well. Right now, as it stands, the VMP is kind of just there waiting for the USS-9 to get nerfed before it becomes the number 1 pick. Unless by some miracle next season they decide to nerf both of the weapons, which honestly I could advocate for. Honestly, they're both really overpowered. So yeah, the VMP is a force to be reckoned with right now, and I don't really see it changing in the near future. If anything, this is going to be the number 1 pick once the USS-9 does get nerfed, like I said. And I do want to clarify one more thing. So earlier in the video, you guys did hear me say that the people that are diamond grinding the VMP are pussies. And I stand by that statement, mainly because they're only diamond grinding it because it's overpowered. That's something I normally don't respect. I mean, for me, I know it sounds hypocritical because I was diamond grinding it too, but I'm only diamond grinding it just to add to like the diamond collection. I'm not really gonna be maining this weapon all the time. And most of the other players that are competitive that do diamond grind this weapon, they're just doing it for the competitive aspect. I'm sure most of them don't even have diamond on most of their weapons anyways. Unless it's like the really overpowered ones, you know, like the type, like I told you guys earlier, if you look at their showcase weapons, it's usually Type 19, Tundra, USS-9, and even the VMP. It's like they only really want to diamond grind something that's overpowered. And that's the point I'm trying to get at. And the reason why I want to clarify this right now is because I know some of you guys out there on the comment section are going to say, well, it's just a skill issue, right? Nope. It's more of a skill issue when you have to rely on overpowered weapons to win a gunfight. And I say that knowing full well that the same people that tell me that are going to be complaining about it next season when the VMP doesn't get nerfed. I think that's like probably one of the most ironic things when they tell you that, oh, just use the weapon. What, are you bad at the game? Why don't you just use the weapon? And then like later on, a month later, like when they hear that that same weapon doesn't get nerfed, then they start complaining about it. If there's an overpowered weapon that you perceive that is not really a problem, then why are you guys pissed off when it doesn't get nerfed, you know? It's human nature at the end of the day. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mode content. I'll see you guys next time.